Hey, my wonderful, wonderful people, a pleasant evening to you. Beautiful people. So I was looking at on Facebook, and yeah, I'm a social media tete in a sense, not just the idle, but on my downtime, look at the different social media platforms to see if I can get some inspiration, motivation, and to see what I can do to inspire and to motivate as well. Reciprocate it, or it is being reciprocated, I should say. And I saw a little video clipping of the Prime Minister, Andrew Holness, seemed to be on his exercise trail and mode. And he said, like he was saying, making a comparison and saying, wow, I just ran 4K, I think he said, or 4 miles. I don't remember, after this recent Sigma run. It was hard, but did I do it? Do I feel better? Yes. Why? Because of discipline. And that is how he employs the discipline in managing the country, and that we are to rubbish the nonsense that the country is not being managed properly, and that there is a recession in the country, and all the things that are really fake and false and not true as it relates to the governance and the leadership of this country. I don't quite remember how much what was the budget for last year. I know it's less. It seems half the amount, or maybe it's not half the amount. But the current budget for this year is about 1.29 or 1.3 trillion. It's still less than last financial year's budget. And he says even though it is less, they will be spending more. I don't know if he saw in fairly recent times again, that the medical fraternity in the public sector service, they are restive because of poor salaries yet again. Not too long ago, we saw where the nurses wore black again for the second day because of poor salaries and certain retroactive monies that are to be given to them in fairly recent times. I'm not sure anything happened during the course of this year thus far, since we're just in the second month, almost exiting the second month of 2025. But the Civil Service Association had a similar protest in a way, in terms of the blackout. I think it was a blackout Friday. I don't recall if they had carried it another day, but they were restive because of, again, poor salaries and monies that are to be given to them, and reinstatement of a number of things. And there seems to be something has gone awry. There is a miss, because the dichotomy is showing it that there is black, and obviously there is white. There is day and there is night. In other words, I'm hearing the Prime Minister say one thing, that even though the budget is less, more is being spent, and the economy is managed well. And he was speaking even before, this run that he was doing, that unemployment is still at an well, I can't say at all. I don't want to have a positive negative. It's still low, very low, and I was going to say at an all-time low. you know, um, it's still low, and the debt to service ratio is not as horrible and horrid as in previous years. But something seems to have been amiss, has something seems to have gone awry, because here it is that he's saying that financially the country is being managed properly. Fitch, Moody, or whatever it is the company had given us, almost given us a grade A to say that we are managing our country and our monies well. We have less debt to pay, and debt service ratio is being manageable and managed even better. But yet people have less money in their pockets. People go to the supermarkets and they can hardly buy anything. The things that they buy are tin things, and sometimes when you look in the trolleys that are left behind, you see things left back in the trolleys, and these are even inexpensive things, people can hardly, you know, really manage the upkeep of the basic standard of living. And I'm trying to question, and I guess they're going to propose that people are living above their means. And I disagree with that to some extent. In some sense, people do live above their means. But I've often drawn the comparison with our dollar with the US dollar. So for example, let us say you want to buy something that is fairly decent and that is durable and will last for 200 US dollars. Notice I said 200. 200, not 2,000 or 200,000, but 200 US dollars. And that same item will be here. That may be a necessary item to you, and you don't have a generic. That would be trying to find almost $40,000. If you go by the 156 or 157 rate of exchange. And you know that when it comes to our country with the markup and all of that. So you hear the difference between $200 versus 40,000. Even if you want to say 30,000, 100 versus 1,000. Our dollar is weak and people don't earn equivalent to the strength of the US dollars. So to earn the equivalent to the strength of $200, it would need to be doubled. I would need to earn 60,000 or $70,000 to be able to compete with it in this country. So even though $70,000 is more than $200, the strength of $200 in the US is stronger than $30,000 and $40,000 in Jamaica. So I would need to double it. I would need $400. Most people barely are getting $100. I don't remember what the minimum wage is right now. So there's something must be wrong, because the country is being managed according to the current government, yet people are bawling, more people are poor, the roads are horrible. You know, people are starving, people are hungry, people are indebted up to their neck. There's no safe haven, there is no hope. They see nothing. And if you speak too hard in this country, they find ways of shutting you down. They do. They're not hearing the people. When the people say, give us more money, because unless we start to trade with aliens in Pluto, Mars, Saturn, Jupiter, then our Jamaican monies are being traded with fire, meaning we're throwing it into the lake of fire, because our monies can't go anywhere. So where is the money? The money has not exited Earth. Our monies they have not exited Earth. So when they say there is no money, where is it? Then where is it? If there is no money, according to people before I was born, I've been hearing that there is no money. So where is it? Since our dollar can only be traded in Jamaica, where has it gone, my beautiful people? Tell me. Because it has to be somewhere. It has to be somewhere. They just refuse to pay the people what the people need and what the people want and what the people deserve. The civil servants deserve a much better pay. They contribute to the growth and to the development of this country. So do the nurses, the doctors, lawyers, and others. They deserve it. And having to be asking for so long and still not be granted. Suppose all 3 areas decide that they're going to go on 2 weeks protest or vacation or leave, and they're determined no matter what is happening. How would you guys survive, since you don't think that they're important? Let us say that they were to go on 2-week strike. All the civil servants, nurses, doctors. Let's see how important they would be. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe.